We'll get rolling. Awesome, awesome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening all around the world. Good afternoon, Canada, USA. I think it's evening in South Africa, Nigeria. I'm so excited about this call. I know you guys already know who is on this call today. Jeremy Roma. We've had him twice, or fortunate to have him three times on our call. This is a fantastic individual. You know, I always say this every time he comes on the call, and just watch him. He's going to laugh when I say this. He's the best Uber driver in the world, you know. And just a little bit about Jeremy. I know we got some new folks on the call. I mean, he really started his career in 1998. I know we have people on this call that were probably just giving birth to in 1998. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. That was when he was 23 years old. How fantastic is that? Jeremy Roma, when he joined World Global Network, he became a president millionaire a double president. Well, that's a good upgrade. He became a double president in his first week. You know, this is what people were trying to do for months. He did it in his first week, you know. And one of his goals, and it really impresses me, is to produce 1,000 6 and 7 figure earners. Okay, so from a Uber driving, couldn't pay school fees for his kids, is now in a situation whereby he's helping 1,000 people become 6 to 7 figure earner today. Before I pass this on to Jeremy, please mute yourself if you're not muted. If you're just joining the call, go ahead and mute yourself. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me mute all. Then I'll unmute Jeremy. Okay, so before we proceed to the call, with this call today, I got one question for everyone on this call. Jeremy Roma, his goal is to help 1,000 families become 6 and 7 figure earners. So the question is why he unleashes today. The question is, are you going to be in that number, that 1,000 people, 6 to 7 figure earning, not in Nigerian currency, in dollars, guys? Are you going to be among the numbers? I want you to open your mind today. Listen to this guy. I can tell you what he knows exactly what he's talking about. He's the only one that can take us to the next level you're dreaming about. Why? Because he has been there. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So with no further ado, I'd like to thank you so much, Jeremy, for being on this call today. We love you so much, and your time is so precious to us, and we just love you. Just take it away, bro.
Awesome, Maxwell. Thank you so much, man, for hosting this webinar and inviting me to be a part of this. And, man, really appreciate your friendship, appreciate your leadership, and I know what you guys are putting together right now is very special. I want to welcome everyone who's taken time out of your evening, your day to join us here today. And I know that time is valuable, and I want to thank you for that. And I'm really looking forward to pouring out to the team today, because I believe with all of my heart, I know with all certainty that something very, very special is coming together with this organization, with your organizations. And I know that it's been a journey. We've been together now for at least several months, many of us, or more. And we have just turned a massive corner as a company. We're going to talk about some of that today as well. But 2018 is your year. 2018 is the year that you can draw the line in your life, step over to the other side of financial freedom, and never go back. And I'm very excited to share with you about that today. I want to also say hello to my good friend Ed Mercer out there in Canada. And Ed, congratulations on all the great things happening in your life, both personal and business, my friend. And great to see you on here as well. So, you know, Ed's goal is to create 100 7-figure income earners in the in his organization. And so ask yourself that question as well. I love that. Maxwell, you invited everyone to acknowledge whether they wanted one of the 1,000 6 to 7 figure income earners, but I can tell you that I've made 6 figures before in my life. I had multiple years of 6-figure incomes. But this past year was the first time that I ever made a 7-figure income. And I can tell you that 7 figures goes a whole lot further, does a whole lot more than what 6 figures can do. $100,000 a year is a great life, great lifestyle, and it can definitely move you forward. But $1 million a year, it changes everything, and it sets you up for the rest of your life if you know what to do with that. So Ed Mercer has a goal to help 100 people become millionaires in this organization, and Maxwell is leading that crusade as well. And that's exciting, guys, to have a leader like Maxwell who's all in, unwavering in his faith, has a work ethic like no one I've ever seen, and is dedicated to building a team of millionaires alongside of Ed, alongside of myself. And so I want to welcome everybody, congratulate everybody. And as we start out the webinar today, let's just talk a little bit. I want you to open up your heart and your mind to what you really want out of your life. There is one thing I learned early on in my life. It's proven true, my life in business. And that is that what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. And what you focus on is what grows. What you focus on is what grows. And most people that have not had their financial breakthroughs in life is because they are thinking continuously about their need for money and their lack of money. They're thinking continuously about the things they don't want instead of the things they do want. And one thing that I've learned and read, and every mentor I've ever had will tell you, that in life you don't get what you want, you get what you picture. What you think about, what you feel is what becomes reality for your life. The game of money, the game of success is won up here first. This is where it happens. And the power of that is it doesn't matter who you are or where you are. When you believe something to be true, when you believe it in your heart, in your mind, in your emotions, when you believe it, it is only a matter of time until what you believe becomes reality. Your thoughts are the prophet of your future. Your emotions, how you feel, is the prophet of your future. And all of us can dictate the future by taking control of our thought life, our belief systems about money, about success, about what you deserve to have in your life. All of it comes down to belief. And it's amazing because at the root for 99.9% of people in the world, at the root, the real battle, the real wall between where you are and where you want to be, almost every single time for every person in this world, is that subconsciously inside of our minds, inside of our deeper thoughts, sometimes thoughts we don't even know that we have, but they're there. We don't believe, we struggle to believe that we deserve to live our dreams. We look at the people around us, we look at our neighbors, we look at our family, we look at the economy, we look at society, we look at, everything that's been familiar to us, and that becomes the parameter, that becomes the speedometer, that becomes the thermostat that determines the success that we have or don't have. And that's the name of the game. What you believe you deserve inside yourself ultimately determines what you're going to have. And that's the biggest struggle that a lot of people have. It's one thing for people to think about money, finances, think about what you want. It's another thing to believe you deserve to have it. I can tell you that in 2016, just over a year ago, summer of 2016. My circumstance was a very difficult one, but my belief and what I knew in my heart to be true is the reason I am where I am today. Because yes, even though I was struggling financially, even though I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, even though I was driving for Uber so my kids could get back to school, even though all of my businesses were failing, even though I had failed multiple times in my life up to that point, I had been disappointed. Businesses that I built that didn't work, that didn't last, never got me to where I wanted to be. I knew in my heart and I knew in my mind that God created me to live my dreams. I knew in my heart, I knew in my mind with all certainty that I could have whatever I wanted in life, and that every human being who's created in the image of God, who has the power to create, deserves to live the life of their dreams. You deserve to live the life that you dream of living. But if a person doesn't believe they deserve it, then it will be very difficult to ever accomplish it. If subconsciously there's a story inside of you that questions whether or not you deserve financial freedom, then it'll be very difficult for financial freedom to ever come to you. And this was a radical change in my life when I really understood this principle and how real it was. When I really understood that nothing is impossible to those who believe. When I really understood that belief was the thing that determined more than anything else what I had or didn't have in my life, what did or didn't happen in my life. Now, it doesn't mean that if you have belief, you won't have obstacles. It doesn't mean that if you believe, you will not have struggled, you will not have a journey to go through. But what it means is that if you believe something with all certainty, it doesn't matter what you have to go through to get to where you're going, it will happen for you. It will take place. That was step number one for me, was I had to realize that I was in control of my belief and I had the ability to change what I believed. I grew up in a poor family. I grew up in a very, very poor family. I started working at 11 years old so that I could help provide for my family. I have never in my growing up years in my life where I grew up was never around money. I was never around business-minded people. I was never around success. And what I realized is when in my adult life, when I started to step into being a business owner, being a network marketer, the first thing I had to do was change some of the things that I had picked up. Things I picked up from what I saw, from what I heard, the mindsets. I remember even as a kid, day after day after day, my parents thinking, how are we going to pay the bills? We got to do this. This emergency's happening. This is over here. And I remember that money for me growing up was all about struggle. It was all about not having enough money. And so when I came into my adult life and said, I want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be wealthy, what I realized is that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And what the first thing that you have to do, the first thing that I had to do was change my belief system that all things are possible, that I was created for greatness, that God did not put these dreams inside of us just to tease us, just to play with us. He put the dreams inside of you because those dreams are meant to live. And I'm quite certain that everyone on the webinar today has dreams that require you to make a lot of money. I'm certain that everyone on the webinar today has dreams that require you to not have a job but have a successful business. They require you to not have to go work for somebody else every day and give your time to something other than your dreams. They require you to have time freedom. They require you to have financial, economic freedom. And I'm positive that every person on this webinar today has dreams that require you to break through to the next level. And Maxwell, we've got some background noise there too. If you want to just maybe scroll through and individually mute out, or if anybody's not muted, if you can mute yourself, that would be great. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we're transformed by the renewing of the mind. So step number one to transformation, step number one to changing your life is you've got to renew your mind, and you got to renew your mind to what is true. Many of the things that I believed was true about money, about success, about freedom were not true. For example, I believed that it was hard to make money. I believed that. I had a mindset that making money was hard. It was hard. And guess what? Because I believed success was hard for many, many years of my life, success was hard. But what I found out is success doesn't have to be hard. It can be fun. It can be easy. You can live in the flow of abundance, and success does not have to be hard. Making money, earning money, creating wealth does not have to be hard. But I believe that it was hard. And so carrying certain belief systems about money, about your own dreams, about freedom, is going to ultimately determine what you have in your life. I like to use this example of the temperature. So if you want to change the temperature in your car, in your home, what do? Well, we change the temperature on the thermostat. We move the thermostat. So if it's 75 degrees and I want it to be 70, what I do to change the temperature is I move the thermostat to 70. Well, if right now in your life, it's a financial struggle, if right now in your life, the temperature of your life is that there are dreams that you have that you're not living, if that's the temperature in your life right now, then what you have to do is you have to change the setting on the thermostat. You've got to move the thermostat to the temperature that you want. And that thermostat is our thoughts and our belief systems inside, how we feel about what it is that we want. The thermostat is your picture. What you think about, you bring about. What you believe to be real will ultimately become real in your life. And so that's step number one, is really having a deep conversation in yourself that says, do I spend more time thinking about my needs, my bills, and what I don't like about my life and what I want to change? Or are you spending 100% of your thought power on only thinking about what you do want? That was a big mistake I made for many, many years. I would always think about what I didn't want in my life. I don't want this. I don't want the struggle. I don't want the debt. I don't want the lack of money. I don't want and I would think the bills, and I would think about what I didn't want, because I thought if I thought about not wanting it, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be struggling. And I would think about the pain. It would ultimately motivate me to change my life. But the reality is that's not how it works. When you think about what you don't want, all you get is more of what you don't want. Remember, the dominating thoughts of our mind is what dictates the future of our lives. So I'm going to show you today how to change your life in World Global Network. I'm going to show you how to create wealth in World Global Network and how to make 2018 the biggest, best year that you've ever had in your life. But it is most important, most essential that what's happening here is taken care of first. when you know where you're going, when you start to think about what you want, and your mind and your thoughts and your emotions are not consumed with what you don't want, but consumed with what you do want. It's almost like your imagination of the future starts to take over, and you live your life in a state of imagining and picturing and feeling the exact life of your dreams, what you want. Long before I made $1 million a year, I started to feel what it was going to feel like to make $1 million a year. Long before I had my first financial breakthrough in my checking account, I had my first financial breakthrough in my mind. And I started to become a different person on the inside. My thoughts, my emotions, my feelings, they reflected wealth and abundance. If you met me on the street, listen, in 2003, when I started in the network marketing industry, I was living in an 800 square foot house. I was working 2 jobs. My home had holes in literally the wall to the outdoors had holes in it. My car was being repossessed. I didn't have enough money to buy someone lunch for a business meeting. And I was building network marketing. I was out meeting people, presenting an opportunity. I was speaking it and doing meetings and everything I could to change my life financially. Not one person in my life, not one person that I met, that I brought into my business, that I mentored, that I coached, not one had any idea of how bad my circumstances actually were. They had no idea that I was living in an 800 square foot house. They had no idea that I didn't even have a bed in my master bedroom. My wife and I were sleeping on a mattress. They had no idea that my daughter had a cavity and I didn't have the money to take her to the dentist at 4 years old to take her to the dentist and fix the cavity. They didn't know that. They didn't know that I was working 2 jobs from morning to night and building my business part-time in the pockets of that life. They didn't know. They didn't know that I was struggling, that bill collectors were calling every day. They had no idea. Everyone who met me, everyone who knew me would have already assumed, and many of them have told me now, that I was already a millionaire. Because I talk like one, I read like one, I walked like one, I looked them in the eyes like one, I spoke like one. Why? Because in my mind and in my heart, I was one. And that's the first non-negotiable step to financial freedom. You have got to see yourself for who you want to be, not for where you are right now. This is a game changer. If you grab this, it's a game changer. When you begin to see yourself for who you want to be, who you know God made you to be, see yourself in your future. See yourself in a life that looks much better than your life looks right now. See yourself in a place. I used to take my bank statements and I would clear out, I would white out the number that was on there, because it was sometimes negative or sometimes really low. And I would change it to millions of dollars. I used to take paychecks that would come in or deposits that would come in, and I would white them out and put them up on my wall, and I would change it from $1,000 to $100,000. $100,000 a month that was coming in. And I would look at that every single day, changing my picture. I still to this day have a video of my family and I in that 800 square foot house, in that master bedroom with a mattress on the floor. And on the wall, hanging on the wall in that bedroom, was 2 pages of what I call I am affirmations, where every morning and every night I would stand in front of that wall and I would say, I am a powerful leader of this family. I am wealthy and abundant and financially free. I am ahead of opportunities. I am attracting leaders into my business. And I would say this every day. I mean, 2 pages. And I would say out loud everything that I wanted to become true in my life. It was true in my heart. It was true in my mind. But faith comes by hearing. So as I would say it out loud, I would hear it out loud. And as I spoke with the power of words and I heard those words, my faith built, my words continue to echo out into the university, into life, and ultimately it came back and produced the harvest. But it started here. I was relentless about it. I remember early on in my breakthrough years, I would even have to set a precedent in my home with my family because I had to reteach my family how we were going to talk and think moving forward. So when I would hear someone in my home say, we don't have the money, or do we have the money? Or I'd hear someone in my home make a statement. We can't afford that right now, kids. And I would hear that. I would have to stop and say, in our home from here forward, we are going to only speak any words that are in alignment with the life that we're creating. If the words are death, if the words are negative, if the words reflect anything that we don't want, then we're going to eliminate those words from coming out of our mouth. We're going to learn how to speak and think differently. And man, you ought to hear my kids today. You ought to hear the different mindset that they have about possibilities in their own life. I didn't have that growing up. I heard words every day about struggle and money and what we need, and every day. And I said, I'm going to create an environment where my kids hear something different. It started here. It started in the mind, started with my words, started with feeling the success that I wanted before I ever got there. Number two, then, when you understand, okay, I know I deserve wealth because I'm created in the image of God. I'm created for abundance. The principle of a seed is to grow and multiply. And so the principle operating in your life is growth and multiplication. By the way, if you're speaking negative words, you're growing and multiplying negativity. If you're speaking fear, you're growing and multiplying fear. If your emotional state is focused on what you don't want, you are growing and multiplying what you don't want. But when you put your thoughts, your energy, your words, your emotions on only the things that the dreams that are in your heart, then you begin to grow and multiply what is in your heart. It's the principle of nature. The seed grows and it multiplies. It's the principle of nature. And so you have the ability to grow and multiply your dreams. Like a seed, your dreams are like a seed. You can grow them and multiply them. But step two then is when you own that for yourself. When you say, I know that the dreams inside of me are there for a reason. The goals that I have are there for a reason. The things that I want for my life are there for a reason. I know that I can have whatever I want in my life. I know this. And you own that belief. Step two then is saying yes to opportunity. The right opportunity with the right people. And that's what every one of you have done. You were in position in your heart and mind to recognize a real opportunity. And now you're in position to seize that opportunity and make it worth what it's worth. And I'm telling you, 2018 is going to be the biggest year of breakthrough that we've had as a company and as a team. This is the year that every single person who chooses has the ability to change their life financially forever. I'll never forget my first month in this company, and I'll never forget the last 12 months of my first year in this company. I was driving Uber. I was a taxi driver. I was struggling financially, and my life changed. I was sleeping on an air mattress in my friend's home. I had just left a toxic relationship. And I was in a place in my life where I was ready for breakthrough. And I said, and this is my thought, when the opportunity or opportunities show up, I'm going to honor the opportunity. So step number 2 is you have to honor the opportunity if you want the opportunity to honor you with wealth. It's life-changing. I remember the first month making $46,000 US. Prior to that, the biggest month I've ever earned in my life was $43,000, and that was 3 years prior. My second month, $55,000. My fourth month, guys, $102,000. It's one of my dreams was to make a minimum of $100,000 a month. To be able to pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. To be able to do things with my kids that I dreamed of doing. Like my daughter is a traveler, and we never got to travel the world. And to be able to take my daughter around the world and see places that were on her dream board, places that she wrote down that she wants to go. And in 1 year, we got to knock those out. It's life-changing. My daughter's getting ready to go to college right now, and if you'd have asked me a couple years ago how I was going to make that happen, how was I going to pay for her to have her own home, and how was I going to pay for her university so she didn't have debt, I knew it would happen, but I certainly couldn't tell you how. Now it's not even a thought. It's life-changing. It's life-changing. To be able to do the things and experience life from a standpoint of money. If people tell you money doesn't make you happy, they're right. Money alone doesn't make you happy. I know a lot of people with money that are not happy because money by itself doesn't make you happy. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to share something with you. If you have any question about it, any shadow of a doubt about it, living your dreams will absolutely make you happy. Hear me loud and clear. Saying yes to the things in life that right now you have to say no to will put a smile on your face and put joy in your heart. When you get to do the things for your parents that right now you can't do, when you get to do the things for your children that right now you can't do, when you get to go to the places and live the life and meet the people and live in the flow of who you are every day, absolutely, it will make you happier. Money alone will not make you happy. I agree with that statement. And I agree that you can be happy and poor. Because happiness is an inside job. But ultimately, a life of fulfillment, a life that satisfies you on a daily basis, is a life of abundance. Where you can give birth to the things that are inside of you and where time and money do not limit you. And that's what changed in my life. And I'm going to tell you, I've been on the 6-figure side of life. I've never been on the 7-figure side of life until this past year. And I promise you, I will live in the 7-figure, in the 8-figure, in the 9-figure life forever, because it is a game changer. It is life changing to be able to start any business you want to start. To never have to think about, can I afford something? It's life-changing. I believe freedom is never having to say no to the things your heart wants to say yes to. True freedom is never having to say no to the life and the things that your heart wants to say yes to. Do you know why God is a God of yeses and amens? Because life is meant for yeses. Life is meant for you and I, because when you are abundant, you have the ability to say yes to everything your heart wants to say yes to. Why is God a God of yeses and amens? Because he's a God of abundance. Why can you and I live a life of yes, where we literally are saying yes to the desires of our heart on a daily basis. We say yes to the things we want to say yes to because we're created for abundance. We have right now, as of this week, the biggest opportunity that I've ever seen in this industry. And listen, I know we've been through some obstacles together. Trust me, it's not just in Nigeria, it's not just in Canada, it's not just in Europe. We've had obstacles in the US as well. We had shipping issues, we had credit card processing issues. I could give you a list of challenges that we had this past year because we had to grow as a company and learn from those things to get ready for this year. But what we have right now in our hands at this moment, for example, shipping is happening now. Globally, the LX Plus is shipping as of this past week. We have the blood sugar monitoring that is going live. The software will be live in just the next couple of months. We have the Hilo App Store with residual income that will be going live as well. There'll be a big announcement coming at an upcoming leadership event where you will be able to earn residual income in the compensation plan through products. So for example, let's use the example of a weight loss app. Someone uses the app, they want to lose weight with their Hilo, and they order the weight loss products from the app, you earn residual income. And I'm just using one example of what eventually will be hundreds of examples. The BioZen is now a medically certified device, a medical device, a class 1 medical device. When we first started marketing BioZen, I had people tell me, oh, that stuff's not even real. There's nothing wrong with using your cell phone up against your head. There's nothing wrong with my kids holding an iPad. It's not hurting their bodies. And even though I'd show them the studies that were done, I would show them what happens to your blood cells and the 85% of water in your body in response to those electro waves, it went in one ear and out the other. But now that we're a class 1 medical device, it's changed everything. Because the fact that we're a medical device means there's a real medical problem. So you can't be a medical device unless you're solving a medical problem. And we're solving a medical problem with electrosmog. I believe this will be one of the biggest products. In fact, what I'm going to show you right now, in a moment, I'm going to show you how to use BioZen to actually get 4 Hilo LX Pluses paid for absolutely free. I'm going to show you that in a moment. But when you know what you deserve, then you have to honor the opportunity. You know, I got a chance this past weekend to spend several days with my mentors, Nat and Shanita, and my good friends, Chad and Natita. You know, Nat and Shanita are in their 60s. They live in Thailand, which is a poor country. They launched WGN in Thailand, an economically struggling country. Created many president millionaires there, and they have earned $10 million in the last 2 years. Less than 2 years. $10 million in less than 2 years. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're smart with your money, you could earn $1 million, you could earn $10 million in 2018, and you will never have to work a job another day in your life. And if you're smart with the money, you'll be able to start multiple businesses and investments and set yourself up for the rest of your life. I want to lock arms with Ed Mercer's vision. I want to lock arms with Maxwell's vision to help every leader on this team get to $100,000 a year fast, and then build your income to $1 million a year as fast as possible. But in order for that to happen, you have got to honor the opportunity. You have to honor the opportunity. What I mean by honoring the opportunity is you have to give the opportunity as much of yourself as you want the opportunity to give back to you. When opportunity comes, the value of that opportunity to you and I is what we do with it. When opportunity arrives, the value of that opportunity is what we do with it. Say it one more time. When opportunity comes to us, as it has for each of you, the value of that opportunity is what we choose to do with it. So I hope everyone has a piece of paper and pen right now, or you can get on your phone and open up your notes to yourself or text yourself or whatever it is. But I want you to write down a number, an amount of money that you want WGN opportunity to be worth to you. What do you want it to be worth to you? Do you want it to be worth $1 million? Do you want it to be worth $5 million? And I want you to write down a number of how much money you want to make with this opportunity. Write it down, text it down, whatever you got to do. We'll wait 10, 20 seconds real quick and people may not have a pen and paper. You can grab one real quick. I want you to write it down. Number two, I want you to write down one or a couple of the most important things that will change in your life as a result of that money. Things that you can do, things that pressures or pains that will be relieved. Maybe it's quitting a job. Maybe it's buying a dream home for your family. It's one of the things I'm doing right now, and it's fun. It's fun buying houses in cash. Just made an offer on a beautiful, beautiful home, 5,000 square foot home on the river, 5 acres of land, just gorgeous windows all the way around on on all 3 stories, and just incredible. I leave tomorrow to Dubai, where my fiance and her daughter live, finishing up the last step of her visa. They'll be coming back to the U.S. with us. Those were things that money was able to do for me. I'm able to offer a life to the people I love, a life of abundance. So how much money do you want from this opportunity? Number two, what will that money do for you? And be as specific as you can. You can write down more than one thing. Number three, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to give of yourself? What are you willing to do to make that become real? Hopefully, the answer for you is whatever it takes. Because I don't think I've met a leader that's made it to the top yet who wasn't willing to do whatever it takes. When I launched WGN, my goal was not to do the minimum. My goal was to do everything I could do, everything I was taught to do, as big as possible, and to do it as fast as possible. Write that down. That's why I was able to make $46,000 my first month, $250,000 my first 4 months, $1 million my first year, because I honored this opportunity. I said, tell me what to do, and I'm going to tell you what to do tonight. So hang on. But this is an important part of the conversation. I said, tell me what to do, and I will do it with everything I have. I will do it as fast as I can, as much as I can. So again, 3 things that I'd like you to write down. Number one, what do you want this opportunity to be worth to you? How much money do you want to make? Number two, What will that do for you? What will change in your life as a result of that financial freedom? And then number 3, are you willing to do whatever it takes? Because you have to honor the opportunity. And when you do, the opportunity will honor you back. There are some things that we are putting together that are going to move us into 2019, 2020. I'm telling you guys, this is the greatest technology and company we have ever seen. No, it has not been perfect, but name one company that has done what has never been done before that didn't have challenges in the early days. So listen, I don't mind the challenges as long as they pay us for those challenges. And I'm going to show you how to get paid real good today. This is it. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm going to invite you right now to change your story about the people looking for opportunity. I'm going to invite you to consider some things real quick. Have you ever heard yourself saying things like, well, I don't know if people can really afford that? Have you ever caught yourself maybe looking at your local market or the economy or the friends and family you've talked to or thought about talking to and told yourself, I don't know if people can really afford that? Let me ask you a question right now. I want you to think about the dream home that you may want to have. I want you to think about the car that you maybe thought about owning or the dream house that you thought about buying for your family or whatever it might be. We need to think about something big. And if I told you right now that I owned that dream home, that I owned it, and I would sell it to you today, right now, by the end of the day, by midnight, if you came up with $4,000 by midnight, I would sign the home over to your name. You would be the new owner of the home. Think about that a second. Picture your dream home. And if somebody offered to sell you your dream home, to sell you your dream car, whatever it is in your mind right now, a big financial dream you have, something you want to buy for yourself and your family. And they said, I'll give it to you for $4,000. But you got to come up with the money in the next 24 hours. How many of you agree you would find a way to come up with the money? And how many of you agree most people out there would also find a way? If I came to you right now and said, I will sell you a brand new Rolls Royce for $4,000. Brand new Rolls Royce. Tomorrow, you're driving down the street in a Rolls Royce for $4,000. Absolutely everyone, unless they're just crazy, would find a way to come up with that money. So never convince yourself, never believe the lie, because that's what it is, that, oh, people just don't have the money. People just don't have the money. No. You just haven't given them enough value. Because if they understood that on the other side of that business investment was their dreams coming true, if they understood that on the other side of that business investment was financial wealth and freedom, if they understood that on the other side of that investment and building a business with our company meant they could leave a job they hate, meant they'd have more money than they've ever had in their life, and the list goes on and on. If they knew what it was worth, the money would never be the issue. The problem is not whether or not people have the money. The problem is always whether or not We've shown them what it's worth. This is important. This is important. I launched a massive business in Nigeria 4 years ago with another company. And we were told in the early days, same thing, our economy's struggling. It's different here. People aren't going to invest that type of money into a business. But I didn't stop until I found a leader, a couple who thought differently. And they broke records in our company in Nigeria. They put thousands of people in the meeting spaces, created millions of dollars a month in volume and sales because they didn't believe that story. People told Nat and Shanita, this will never, ever work in Thailand. If you're going to launch in Asia, launch in Japan, launch in China, launch in Korea, launch in the markets that are wealthy, money, business markets, not Thailand, where people only make a couple or a few $100s a month at their jobs. Not Thailand. It'll never work in Thailand. And they said, watch us change Thailand, watch us change the world. And they did. They did. And they broke records out of Thailand. They made $450,000 in their first 2 months. Remember, the only thing that's real is what you believe to be real. So I want to talk to you, and I know not everyone here is from Nigeria, but I'm telling you, I hear it here in the U.S. all the time. Negative people that aren't thinking like successful people think, saying, oh, it's too expensive. People aren't going to pay for that, blah, 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 blah. And at the same time, they're telling us it won't work every single day. What are we doing? We're making it work. Now, your responsibility as a leader is very simple. It's not your job to convince people it's going to work. It's not your job to convince people it's real. It's not your job to convince people that they're thinking wrong. Your role as a leader, if you want to be the next president millionaire, your role is to simply go out and give it everything you have, do what we teach you to do, and show them that it is real. Don't talk to, when someone's negative with me, I don't even respond. I don't come back and try to convince them or talk them out of their, all I do is point to the evidence. I point to the facts. And your role as a leader is to create enough facts in the next 30, 60, and 90 days, enough proof, enough evidence that people cannot argue with it. And that's why you're going to get paid a lot of money, because you're going to go out and create success in the next 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. And you're going to be the first one in your market to do it. And 90 days from now, 6 months from now, the people that join will have it much easier than you have it. Because they're going to get to point to your story and your stories and say, look what's happening. Right now, you are a visionary leader. Right now, you are where I was in the U.S. a year and a half ago, where there was no proof, there was no evidence. People said it wouldn't work. And I had to go out and prove to people, not convince them, show them that it's working. And that's why you have a chance to get paid more money than anybody else, because you get to go first. But part of going first is you got to go fast. If you go first and you go slow, you will never reach your dreams and goals. The person who goes first, the team that goes first, the group of people that go first have got to go fast. It's very, very important. You have to shut off anything that's making you hesitate, turn off anything that's slowing you down, cut off all those chains, all those thought negativities, all those anything, and say, I'm going all out. I'm putting it all on the line, and I will do whatever it takes. Because if you're going first, you're the one that sets the pace. If the person that's going first only gets to $1,000, then all you've done is set the pace for the rest of the world to get to $1,000. But if the person going first breaks records, if the person going first raises the bar, if the person going first creates so much success that everyone in the community is talking, everyone on social media is talking, your team is talking, your network is talking, because they're watching your life change so big, so fast, making more money in a shorter amount of time than most people even thought possible, they can no longer say it doesn't work. They can say it's not for me. They can say, this is not what I want to do, but they cannot say it doesn't work. Because you have shown them. Don't tell me I can't do what I'm already doing. Tell me you can't do it. Tell me you don't want to do it. That's fine. But they'll never be able to look you or another one of your team members in the eye and say it doesn't work. But you as a team have the responsibility to leave this webinar and go create those stories fast. So let me show you something real quick. I'm going to pull up my screen share. And I'm going to show you one of the things that I am most excited about, and this is a promotion that you want to take advantage of. And it's called the Professional Pack. The Professional Pack was announced a week or so ago. It's only a promotional pack, so it won't be here forever. But what the company has done, and the president millionaires are the ones that asked the company to do this. In fact, I flew into Miami and met with Fabio and asked him to do this, is add 42 extra bios into this pack for a total of 72 bios in. If you sell those 72 bios in at $50 a piece, you have $3,500. You make back your entire investment. So literally, if a few families say, I would love that bios in for my phones, for my computer at work, for my children's laptops, we have businesses right now that now that when they go watch the news report, the video of the news report we send them about the damage of these electronic devices and the video about bios in, we have businesses that say, we want this in our office. We want this on all our computers, our routers. We want our employees to have this on their phones. You go out and simply sell 72 bios in at your price, which is $50 a piece. That's our price. You make $3,500 back. The professional pack is $3,500. You sell 72 bios in, you make the $3,500 back. But you still have 4 Hilo LX Pluses, 4 of the germanium kits, and 4 of the colored band boxes, and they're now 100% paid for. 100% paid for. Now, this is a game changer because, guys, this Pro Pack is 1200 SV in the binary. That means that if you had 8 Pro Packs on the left and 8 Pro Packs on the right, 8.1 or something like that, 8, you're a diamond. If you just did that every week, you would be at $10,000 a month. And remember, in our compensation plan, those 8 packs on the left and 8 Pro Packs on the right do not have to be all your personals. It's through the entire team. It's through the entire team. So the person who's out doing presentations, the person who's out meeting with people, the person who's in living room showing the videos, the person who's meeting folks for coffee, showing the compensation plan, the person that's doing webinars and getting new people on webinars and taking your new person and launching your new person in this business, the person who is working and treating this like a business every day can absolutely get 8 packs a week on the left and 8 packs a week on the right. And you're a diamond. You're at 6 figures a year in income. This Pro Pack is a major driver for us right now. And number one, if you've not done the Pro Pack yet, you've got to look at this as a business and say, why not? If you don't have the LX Plus ordered and being shipped to you, and 4 of them so that you can be seen as a leader in your market, and you don't have these 72 bios in so you can make all of your money back in 24 to 48 hours, then you're not all in and you're not setting the pace for your organization. Now, will everyone do the Pro Pack? Of course not. But no one will do the Pro Pack if you don't promote the value. And you will be surprised how many people, when they realize the Pro Pack it's the best business decision, because it allows you to make all your money back in 24 to 48 hours and have 4 LX Pluses completely and totally for free. It'll make your business grow faster and bigger. It's the best business decision. So when you present the value of the Pro Pack, you're giving them the best option. Will everyone do it? Of course not. But many will who think like a business person. Now, the Pro Pack's not for someone who just wants to be a customer. The Pro Pack is clearly for someone who says, I want to treat this like a business. And let me show you the power of duplicating the Pro Pack. So you guys have seen me do this example, but if you had 4,000 people on your left team and you had 4,000 people on your right team who joined. So in this example, that would be, you enrolling 2, who enrolled 2, who enrolled 2, and so on. Everybody just enrolls 2 people. If you enroll 2 people this week, and next week those 2 enrolled 2, and week 3 those 4 enrolled 2, and week 4 those 8 enrolled 2, by the end of 12 weeks, you would have 4,000 people on the left and 4,000 people on the right. Now, a quicker way to get there is you enroll 10 people, help those 10 people enroll 10 people. Now you've got 100 on your second level. Help those 100 people enroll 10, and you've got 1,000 on your third level. And help those 1,000 people enroll 10, and now you've got 10,000 people on your fourth level. And of course, you half on the left and half on the right. Now you're well past this 4,000 left, 4,000 right mark. You're well past that. If you enroll 10, help those 10 enroll 10, that's 100. If those 100 enroll 10, that's 1,000. And if those 1,000 enroll 10, that's 10,000. Now, for those that take that path, and that's the better business path, the key is you want to focus on people who want to make money. You have to, don't talk about monitoring your health and you should buy this device for your mom. Listen, if you want to get wealthy, don't go look for customers. If you want to get wealthy, go look for business-minded people, people who are ready to make money. And have the courage to talk to everyone. If there are successful business people in your community, if there are pastors in your community, if there are social leaders in your community, if there are business owners or bank owners in your community that are always open to business ideas, and you show them the power of this product and the power of this company. There are people in your network right now that are big time leaders. And if they saw this presentation, they will lose sleep at night and they will join. And you have the support of Maxwell to answer their questions, Ed Mercer to answer their questions. And one of the commitments I've made to Maxwell is that any market where you guys develop a new president, any market where you develop a new president, could be Italy, could be Nigeria, could be Canada, doesn't matter, Australia, any market where you develop a new president, I am coming to that market. And I will help you go from president to president millionaire. Now, president's $10,000 a week. But president millionaire is $50,000 to $100,000 a week. Any market that you have your first president in that market, I'm coming. I'm coming, and we're going to help you go president millionaire. So let me show you what happens if you build this and everyone buys the Pro Pack. If everyone bought the professional pack in this example, just in the binary commissions, not counting Fast Start. By the way, it has a $350 Fast Start. So every time you enroll one person at the Pro Pack, you make $350 up front. But if everyone bought the Pro Pack in this example, you would have made $982,000 just in the binary, not counting Fast Start, not counting the generational check matching bonus, not counting the car bonus, not counting the team developer global bonus pool bonuses for helping your team get to team developer. Just in the binary, $982,000 is what you would earn. On the loyalty membership, you make an additional $24,000 a month just in residual income from the loyalty membership. Again, what's the fastest way to do this? Enroll 10, 5 on your left, 5 on your right. Help them enroll 10, 5 on their left, 5 on their right. Now you have 100. Help those 100 enroll 10, 5 on their left, 5 on the right. Now you have 1,000. Help those 1,000 enroll 10, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. You actually go way past the goal that is on the screen right now. You've earned well over about $1.5 million in total by doing that. We have a product, a story, marketing tools, a vision that will grab the heart and the attention of any leader in the world. So what does it take to go all out? Well, here's my challenge to you. Go on the hunt for leaders. Stop having conversations. Any conversation about World Global Network should be focused on leaders. It should be focused on making money. If you want to be a product salesman, you can do that and you can make a little bit of extra money. But I'm giving you the secret to wealth in this business. The secret to wealth is when you get off this webinar today, you write down the name and the contact information for every single leader, person of influence that you know. Think about every person you know that has ever done network marketing. Think about every person you know that has ever opened an online business. Think about every person you know who owns a local business. Think about every person you know who's any type of community leader. Think about every person you know who thinks differently than most people think. Maybe they're not wealthy or successful yet, but they think different. They're the person that always thinks outside the box. Put them down on a list. and make the decision that today, tomorrow, the next 24 hours, you're going to contact every person in your network that is a leader, that has influence, and you're going to get them to take a look at this opportunity by watching the 2-minute and the 7-minute video. If you'll do that, and then when you follow up with them, put them on the phone with someone, put them on the phone with Maxwell or one of the leaders you're working with directly. If you'll do that, you will see your business go to the next level. You only need one leader on your left and one leader on your right to change your life. You may have to talk to 100 to find those 2. But I'm telling you, when you do, it will change your life forever. And then what will happen is you're, okay, let me find 2 more. Let me find 2 more. And you'll start to go on the hunt for leaders. But all it takes is 2 to start seeing your business explode and to get you to president. You might have to talk to 100 to find the 2. But remember what I said. Is it worth it? Are you willing to give it everything you have? My challenge to you is talk to every single person in your network as fast as possible and start with the ones who are big thinkers. And get them in front of the information in the next 24 hours. And let's go find at least 2 leaders. Here's what I mean by a leader. A leader is someone that doesn't need you anymore. A leader is someone that joins your business, says you could quit tomorrow, you could leave the country tomorrow, you could disappear tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I found my way to my next million, and they go and build this business with or without you. That's what you're looking for. Someone who's better than you, who knows more people than you, who has more influence than you. That's who you're looking for. One on the left, one on the right, 2 leaders. And you're going to watch and see your business explode. And be willing to get this out to every single person. Share the 2-minute video and the 7-minute video. Have a business conversation. Don't just text them. I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but check out this video. Get on the phone with them and tell them you're blown away. There's a company that's launching in Nigeria or in Italy or in Europe or in Canada or in Australia, wherever you are, that is breaking records in technology. You have to see this. And you talk to them about the business and you get them the information and watch what happens from there. So Maxwell, I'm going to throw it back to you, my friend. And I appreciate everybody being on today. I'm glad that this was recorded. And Maxwell, I'll throw it back to you to say goodbye and close out tonight.
Awesome. Awesome. That was absolutely mind blowing. I had to put my seatbelt on because I was about to crash. Fantastic. I like to say it was totally awesome, and I'm so glad that this is it's recorded. I'm going to listen to it over and over again because it's going to be fresh every single time I listen to it. That being said, Ed Mercer, I'm going to pass it on to Ed Mercer. I think there's 1 or 2 people that have questions. If we can take 1 or 2 questions because of time constraint, but let's pass it on to Mercer. Mercer, you there?
I am, sir. How are you?
And Maxwell, I've got to jump off, but I won't have time to do Q&A. I've got to jump off because I've got another call coming up that I have to jump on.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you so much for today. You know, you're a true leader. We respect you big time. Thank you very, very much, and looking forward to seeing you again in person real soon, okay?
Absolutely, Ed. Thank you, and let's connect soon, and congratulations to everybody on some great things. Maxwell, love you, bro. Appreciate you. And if you guys do have any questions, Maxwell and Ed can field those. If there's any questions that are asked that aren't able to be answered, Maxwell, just get them over to me, and I'll answer them with you, and you can pass it on to the team, okay?
Awesome, awesome, man. On behalf of the Nigerian, South African, and Italy team, I just want to tell you, pack your bags. Get your bags ready to go because you're coming in no time.
Good. I'm ready.
All right. Thank you for being on the call.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jeremy, for being on the.
You're welcome, everybody. Love you guys. We'll see y'all soon.
All right. Awesome.
Thanks.
So fantastic. Once again, thank everyone for being on the call. I know we had a couple of new folks. I just want to, for the new guys on the call today, let me just talk about the product real quick. One of our product is our Hilo LX Plus. And what it does, it takes your blood level, it takes your sugar level. It's the first non-invasive wearable technology ever in the world, meaning you don't have to prick yourself to take your sugar level. We also have the Biozine. The Biozine protects you from radiation. Radiation from your cell phone can cause brain tumor, breast cancer. For those men who love putting their phones in their pocket, guess what? Low spam cam. You know, the list goes on and on. We have a product that protects people from radiation. We have the first radiation-free phone ever designed in the world, which is called the Infolio. The Infolio phone was designed by the same guy that designed the iPhone 5 and 6, Antonio De Rosa. He left the iPhone to join World. Why? Because of the vision and the power behind this company. So guys, I can tell you're in for a fantastic ride. For those new folks who joined the call, get back to the person that invited you to this call. Whether you like it or not, people are going to make millions of dollars from this opportunity. The question is, are you going to be on that list? That's the only thing that's missing. The only thing that's missing now is you. It's you. So get back to the person that invited you to this call and tell them, how can I get started? I need more information, and we'll get you started. We'll get you rolling, because we're on a mission to help 1,000 families and $10,000 a month, $10,000 a week. And that being said, guys, I know we're taking a lot of time today. We're going to end this call today. It is recorded, so I'm going to post it in the group for everyone to have a copy of this as a reminder. This was the beginning of massive, massive momentum. And that being said, we're going to end the call today. If anyone has anything to say real quick, please go ahead and just say it before we end the call. If not, I think we've taken a lot of your time today. We're just going to go ahead and end this call. And
Yeah,
like
Max,
I said, go ahead.
just you know what? You can see none of us want to leave the call at this stage, right? Everyone is still hooked on. I just want to say a massive thanks to you and Ed for arranging to get Jeremy on tonight. It was really great for me personally and for Sima as well. It reignited a lot of things. I mean, just hearing Jeremy speak with so much of passion is just unbelievable. So, you know, as we said, the last thing that we all need to do is be willing to do what it takes as fast as possible as well. So thank you once again, and have a good evening.
Okay, everyone, take care.
Okay, everyone take care.
Take care, everyone.
Hello, Max.
Everybody.
Hey, go ahead.
Before we call off, please. Hello, Max.
Go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
I actually really wanted to ask. I wanted to ask Jeremy a question that I'll get it across to you. And
Okay.
because I actually wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to talk to him and ask him a question, but unfortunately, I couldn't wait beyond now. So I'll get it across to you, and then I'll get an answer later on.
All right, fantastic.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks for bringing him. God bless. Cheers.
All right, everyone, cheers. God bless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.